Super Draco here, and we're back for stage 120 of Build the Battleship Bismarck, the two outer propellers. So, first things first, transparency. We don't do anything with any of the parts we get in this stage. Instead, I'm going to bring in that circuit board from the 119 short. And first things first, we're going to mount the before we mount the circuit board, what we're going to do is take cables C5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, and we're going to thread them all through that loop right there in the deck. Okay, so you've got your slot on the top. What you're going to do is you're going to take wires C1, C2, and C3, and they're going to go in those slots on the top. In the slots on the bottom, you're going to put wires C8, C9, and C10. Wires C5, C6, and C7, we're just going to pull out the way. Now, I'm just going to probably fast forward this because my slots aren't holding these wires as good as the slots on the other decks. You know, is it a problem with the molding or the shipping? I can't say, but either way, the slots really aren't holding the wires all that good. And we will talk about that short wire in a bit. Okay, now that we've got all that clear, we're going to bring in the circuit board. You want to fit it where slots 7, 8, and 9 are pointing towards the loop. And that way ports 11 and 12 will be pointing towards the stern of the ship. And then we're going to fix that down with 4 2x6mm PB screws. Okay, and next we just have to plug the cables into the appropriately numbered ports. C1 goes into port 1, C2 goes into port 2, etc., etc. Easy as can be. Okay, so you remember how my wires weren't fitting into the grooves very well? Well, what happened is you might notice this if you slow it down when you watch me install the circuit board. Wire C1, you can actually see it popped out of its slot it's supposed to rest into, and it actually is caught between the circuit board and the mount for the circuit board. So I can't put so the wire, and there you go. You see, I just pulled it free, and now it's going to plug in. Alright, so here we see another instance of a wire getting caught up. This is one of the wires you were supposed to fold back. Well, I didn't notice that when I was putting the circuit board on, it actually got wrapped around the corner of the post for the circuit board. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to loosen up the circuit board and untangle it. Okay, so next we're going to connect up the battery box and the test switch, and then we're going to plug that into, I want to say port 11. Let me double check that. Yep, we're going to plug the cable from the test switch into port 11, and then we're going to do a function test. When we turn it on, Caesar should rotate and calibrate. So we're going to turn the power on, and there we have Caesar rotating and calibrating. And now it's going to go back to the neutral position. So by hitting button number 1, Caesar is supposed to angle, fire, and rotate. Now you notice it angled, but then it got stuck. It is firing and rotating. So that means something in the gearbox is stuck. So I'm going to have to check that out. Now meanwhile, button number 2 is going to make the 15 centimeter guns work. And they're working as intended. So that's good. So button number 3 will turn on the searchlight. There it goes. So that's working. And finally, button number 4 is going to rotate the radar. And that's working. So I'm going to open up the gearbox, see what's wrong, and I'll see you for stage 121.